Hello, hello. There's cat hair all over me. Or maybe it's dog hair, because I am in this wonderful dog park. And the dogs come and give me love. It's wonderful. Is that a Malinois? Could be. Ooh. I have recorded this 3 times, or maybe 4 times so far, and it keeps exiting out. I want to do this because I've been thinking about it for a while. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone because I never come out and create content that is long form content. It's always short form. But I read a lot of books, and I recognize a lot of people don't like reading, or don't want to read, or might be dyslexic, or, for whatever reason, they don't want to read, but I do. So I'm going to share it with you. You can only share with others that which you have. If you are miserable, then you can share your misery, and when two miserable people are together, the misery is not only doubled, but it is multiplied. And that is why I always talk about with my clients that, you know, the amount of time you spend comparing yourself to others or putting others down. I love dogs. I don't know if you heard that. But the amount of time that you spend putting people down, or the amount of time that you spend shaming others or shading others, you could just be working on yourself. I have been wanting to create a video like this, reading to you, for months and months. I think about it every day. Imposter syndrome has come in the way, and mosquitoes. Even though this is something that I've desired to do for a long time, I will watch people do it. I won't talk ish about them because that's inspiring to me. But I'll be like, I want to be like them. I want to be able to read to people, but I want to incorporate nature because I know when our weather starts getting to the -30s, even the -10s, honestly, I'm not going to be able to do what I'm doing right now. Or if I am, I'm going to be having a lot of clothes on because it's going to be cold. A lot more clothes on because I am covered. you know, I told myself today's the day. Stop thinking about it, stop talking about it, start doing it. However, one thing that I appreciate about the people in my circle is when I tell them about stuff that I want to do, they don't shame me into it, they just hold space. And that's also what I do. And that is, what I do as a mental health professional is people got to be ready to do stuff. But sometimes we get into a place of imposter syndrome where we start putting others down, or we start giving unsolicited advice to people that have goals and dreams. And that's where that quote comes in. The ancient saying is that the way to hell is paved with good intentions. There are millions of people who are helping with good intentions, advising others, not even bothering with the simple fact that they don't follow their own advice. This is why, even when I have clients that book with me, when I feel like the advice might be hard to hear, I will tell them, are you ready for this? I'll give them a heads up, and sometimes they'll say, no, I'm not. That's okay. We don't have to say it. But oftentimes people feel like they can just give advice to anybody. People think that they know your story better than you. People think that they know things better than you. And I can feel people nodding as they're listening to that because it's the truth. If you want to change the world, you have to change yourself first. You know that very powerful quote, be the change you want to be in the world. The revolution must come to you, only then can you radiate into others' hearts. That's why some people I feel like are more compelling when you can see them. If, for example, you want to um, start a new YouTube channel, like what I'm doing, or a new YouTube channel segment, like what I'm doing. I do have a new YouTube channel called Talks with Sylvan where I interview people with resilient stories and give them their flowers. But this is a new segment. So what I have been doing is, be inspired by people who are already doing it. But sometimes people can give you advice that, you might not be ready for. And just make sure, and I always tell my clients this too, make sure the people that are giving you advice actually practice their own advice. Because it's really easy to give advice if you don't practice it, right? Kindness is something that you do, compassion is something that existence does. You simply don't prevent it, you don't stand in the way. The more you are kind to yourself, the more you show compassion and kindness to others. It's really difficult to show compassion and kindness to others when you don't show it to yourself. And if you do show it to yourself but not to others, You gotta check in and see where that's coming from. People are not destroyed by hate. People are destroyed by so-called love. Ooh. They call it love. They can't look into it. They call it love because it has to be good and all right. Humanity is suffering from the disease of so-called love. If you look deep into it, you will see naked lust. Lust is not love. Lust wants to get, love wants to give. The man of compassion is not unintelligent, but he is a non-intellectual. He knows, but he does not think. What is the point of thinking when you know? You think only as an absolute because you don't know, you think. You know, everything that you do right now has come from habitual behaviors, habitual thoughts, habitual actions. People are eating pizza and it looks really good. Sorry. Notice how I didn't put them down? I just said it looks good. The alternative could be something negative, right? So, habitual, I have trained myself to see the good in people. I've trained myself to respond to people in a good way, even if it's something that I desire. That is a skill. That is not something that maybe was practiced in your upbringing, in your environment, but you can learn it. Just be compassionate to yourself, and you will see that you are more and more compassionate to others.